guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a more comprehensive review of the Lucious Lex Collection Pretty Girl Squad palette. Here is what the cover looks like. So cute. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. Last week I think it was Thursday, I'll link it up here. Last week I did an initial impression of this palette with a look, and I used the glittery shade. So if you want to see how that shadow applies, be sure and go check that video out after you watch this one. Today I'm going to be doing two looks, two palettes with this palette. So she did say on her Instagram account that this was the perfect palette to pair with other palettes. So that's what we're doing today. So each look is going to have this one and another palette paired with it. This is going to be the second look that I have on my eyes here, and then there's one other look in between. This video is to try out all the different shadows. So I've already tried out some of them with that first video, and by the end of these two looks I will have tried them all. I'm going to compare the pigment and quality with some other shadows that I own to give you guys a better idea about these shadows and their quality. So before we get started, yesterday I did start my I'm Thankful For You giveaway. You guys know how grateful I am for all of you, and I've been doing a better job of catching up on some of my comments that I've missed. I'm getting to all of them, and I am so grateful for your comments and reading them, and I love having conversations with you guys. So anyways, I'm going to link that up. I'm going to link the video to the giveaway video up here so that you can check out everything that is in there, and I'll put a link down below where you can get entered into that. So check that one out after this video. First video I did with this, I already did swatches, talked about pricing, things like that, and I'm going to link their Instagram account down below because she has been doing some different sales and bundles and things like that. So before you purchase from this brand, be sure to check that out to see if there's any deals going on. Thank you guys so much for being here, and let's go ahead and jump into look number one. I think I'm going to use like these 4 shades here. I don't want to bring any hot pinks into it. I don't want to use the yellow for this look, so I think I'm just going to go with Boss Made, Innocent, Pay Me, and IG Model. And then I'll save yellow for the next look that I do. But I also may have to pull in some other colors from this. I probably said in the intro if this is going to end up being a two looks, two palette. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Innocent right here, just in the transition area. I think this palette was created, however, to be a complement to your other palettes that you own. Trying to build that color up. I am not going to get any more pigment out of that. That is the color of it. Alright, let me pull you guys in just a little bit more. I think for this look, I'm going to pull in my BoxyCharm Pure palette and see what I can do with that. So I think I'm going to go in with Belle, which is this color right here. It's kind of a pinky nude color. And just build up some color in that transition area. And then I'm going to go in with Boss Made on the crease, which is the purple from the Pretty Girl Squad palette. So I had my brushes, like my brushes that I love, were in the car a week and a half ago. It's a week from when I'm filming this, a week and a half ago from when you're seeing this. I had them in the car for church because I was possibly doing my makeup on the way to church. And they are still in there under some pile of something mess of my kids' stuff that's in my front seat. So this is the deep burgundy color Boss Made here, but you can see it is a pretty bright shade. And it doesn't look that bright in the pan. It looks like it's a little deeper purple. Actually, I'm going to compare it to BFF. Whoa. Okay, so this is Boss Made from the Love Luxe palette. And this is BFF from the Pure Cosmetics palette. So I had to do several swipes with, oh my gosh, well, That Love Lux one is definitely more pigmented. That was one swipe. This is 3 swipes with the Pure Cosmetics one, and it still is not as pigmented as the other one, but they are definitely the same shade range, just not too much pigment in the Pure Cosmetics one. Okay, so I'm going in with a more dense brush, so I can just kind of pack a little more on there in the crease. And then I'm going to do some blending out here. But I think, so packing it on there just got me a little bit deeper of a color than I was getting from blending it out. I'm going to go back in with the Belle shade from the BoxyCharm palette and just blend this out here. Alright, now we're going to go in with the green so we can see what kind of pigment we're going to get with this shade. So this is called Pay Me from the Love Lux palette. Ooh, that is some good pigment. Wow. I mean, that's serious, guys. That is one pad of that. Alright, let's compare that, because you know these Blush Tribe ones have awesome pigment too. So let's compare. Alright, so this is the Hasina 2 Blush Tribe. What shade is this? Mahia, this one right here. And let's look at Pay Me. Right there. So those are very similar in pigment. They're a little tone off, but I wouldn't say that one is more pigmented than the other. Let's pull out the Certify. And this is Grand from the Certified Destiny palette. I would say that this palette has similar pigment to the Certify and Blush Tribe palettes for sure. Alright, let me go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, I'm going to leave green right there. And then the inner part is going to be the purple color there. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. Actually, I'm going to take a little more of Boss Made, which is the purplish shade from the Pretty Girls palette. And just make sure I've got that on there how deep I want it. I'm going to take a tiny pointer brush, and this BoxyCharm one has got, or the Pure Cosmetics one has got a little bit of brown in it. It's called Duet. And I'm just going to deepen up this outer corner a tiny bit with that. But not, like I'm not trying to make the corner brown. I'm just giving it a little bit of darkness and depth to it. That color there. I'm going to add a little more green. I do have some of the purple showing through, but it covers it up pretty good. And then I'm going to take some of the purple shade Boss Made where they meet on my finger and just, ooh, I take BFF, which is the purple shade from the Pure palette, because it's a little less pigmented, but the same tone. And just blend right here. I'm going to go in with a little bit of green on that same brush and do the same thing. Because I want them to be blended together. I don't want it to be like an awkward purple-green color. So now for the cut crease. I've got my ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I've got a small detailer brush that I'm going to apply this with. And like I said, I'm going to do a half cut crease, but I think I'm going to do an overdrawn half cut crease. So I'm going to start here. And by overdrawn, I mean in the corner. I'm going to take it a bit above where my crease is at. And once I've got where I want it, I'm just going to fill in Then where the concealer meets the green, I'm just going to pat here for some blending. Just got some fixing spray, so I'm going to take IG Model, which is the purple shade from the Pretty Girls Squad palette, and just pat this in to where my concealer is. This is a really pretty shade. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of that shade on my finger and just pat right where those shades meet. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe if I take a little green. Go back in with the purple. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the Boss Made, the purple shade from the Pretty Girl Squad. I feel like this has got a little muddy looking. Maybe if I pull a little more of this in and just have the green peeking a little. You know what I mean? Go ahead and do the lower lash line before I finish up that eye. I'm going to take a definitely not green. I don't want to bring any other green to this look. I'm going to take Belle from the Pure palette and smudge that all along the lower lash line. And then a little bit of Boss Made and just bring it right here on the corner. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that my camera is too high today, first of all. I don't very often dislike a look I created, but I'm not like feeling this today. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see. I mean, you know, we have now used these shades though, so at least we know that the purple, what did we use today? The purple and green, good quality. Let me go ahead and I'm going to finish up the other eye. I'm going to do some liner and mascara, and I'm going to be back so we can see what this looks like. So, I think I ended up pulling it off okay. Maybe it was the mix of colors I ended up not liking very well, but I think it looks okay and pulled together now that I've got liner and mascara on. So, and I also tight lined and put black in the lower lash line, and I think that kind of helped as well. Just kind of pull everything together because I didn't want anything else to be popping for this look. Now, so then I went to, when I was applying my liquid eyeliner, something happened. I was using my Tarte Maneater one, and I don't know what's going on with this, but it's almost like it's like it's leaking somewhere, and just like black eyeliner was just going everywhere. So I cleaned that up and I applied the Clinique liquid liner, but it's like, you know, you have one of those eye makeup days where everything just keeps happening. So that even happens to those of us who do eye makeup looks like this all the time. But the main purpose of this was to test out these shadows, and next look is going to have Spotlight and Narcissistic in it, and those are pigmented too. I have no doubt that those are going to perform beautifully. So, you know, I did do a couple comparisons. Obviously, this is from the Pretty Girl Squad palette, and this one is. These have a ton of pigment to them. They are easy to blend. I would compare them to the Blush Try and Certify formula as of now. I have no doubt that these are going to perform beautifully as well. All right, let's leave this look in the past. We're moving on to look number 2. Okay, so for this look, I am going to use Spotlight and Narcissistic. So I've kind of been looking around today to see what I want to use with them. And I think for this palette, so here's these two here. So very pigmented shades. That is a really good yellowish pigmented shade, and we'll see how it applies to the eye. I think for this one, I am going to combine it with the Elements of Surprise palette from ColourPop. This is, I think I got this palette in a BoxyCharm box, and I don't use it very often, but I thought I want to create something using the yellow, but not too crazy colorful today. So I thought this might be a good palette to try that with. It's got like some deeper burgundy purpley tones right here that I can use with it. And then I think I might just use this brown shade with the yellow shade in the crease. And then that Narcissistic on the lid. So that is what we're going to do today. So I ended up throughout the day liking that first look more than I seemed like I did on the video. But it wasn't my favorite look I've ever created, but the lashes, did I put lashes on with that? Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay, lashes totally would have pulled that look together. So anywho, I'm going to start with the yellow, which is Spotlight, and that's going to go in the transition area, and I'm going to have it peeking through on this look. That is really good pigment for a yellow. I am going to compare it to a couple other yellows I have. So the real purpose of this video is, let me zoom you guys, you can see a little better now. So the real purpose of this video is to test out these colors and see how the pigment is, see how they blend, how they work with other shades. So the first look definitely did help us do that, and we were able to see how pigmented the shades are. And that is going to be the purpose of this as well. Just like I swatched some of these Lucious Lex shadows against some other shadows in the first video, I'm going to go ahead in the first look, I'm going to do that with these as well. But my guess is this is probably one of the most pigmented true yellows that I own. So I pulled out a couple other yellows here. Let me grab them. I've got a, what palette? I've got my Freak palette from Juvia's Place. So that one is a little brighter. Both of these are pretty pigmented. I'm going to say this one might be a little more pigmented here. And then the other one I pulled out is the Blush Tribe Fall Fusion palette, one of my favorite palettes. This one is also a little lighter. It's a little lighter, still has fairly good pigment. If you remember me using this in my video with the Fall Fusion, it didn't apply as dark as it's swatched. But I would definitely say in terms of application, the one from the Lucious Luxe is the most pigmented once you put it on the eyes. So this is that taupey tan color. This is, it's not really taupey, it's a light brown. Just kind of deepening up that crease area here. I'm going to take this little Luxie mini tapered brush. I got a set of 4 of these in my BoxyCharm this month, and I've been liking them for doing the outer V area. So I am going to take this one right here. It's kind of like a burgundy purple shade, and that is going to deepen up our outer V and outer crease. Okay, then I think I'm actually just going to use that shimmer shade in the Pretty Girl Squad palette over the rest of the lid. I did want to show you it swatched up against another one I have. This is from the Fall Fusion palette as well, and I'm going to take this shade right here. This is Sakina. So here is Narcissistic, and there is Sakina. So they both have very good pigment. Narcissistic is just a little bit deeper of a shade, but I would say that this compares to the Blush Tribe formula absolutely. And I think we saw that when I used the purple one as well. The purple one was not too crumbly, so I just used it with a fixing spray, and I didn't use a glitter glue with it, so I'm going to try that with Narcissistic as well to see if that has that same formula. Ooh, you know what else this reminds me of? Where is it? Ah. It reminds me a bit of this shade in the Zulu palette, too. The Zulu palette has a little bit of a gold shift to it, but those shades are all really similar. Really pretty. Actually, this is kind of reminding me of the look that I just did using all the shades in my Zulu palette. I will link that in the iCards if you want to check that out. Alright, I'm going to take my little brush that I used here and just blend these together where they meet. And then I am going to go back in and kind of blend out where the crease is. And I do want to pop a little more yellow. Just brings a little bit more color to the eye look. Popping that yellow up there. Another sunset look. Aren't we super shy? I have been doing, my eye looks just keep ending up looking like this, it seems. Alright, I'm going to take, where'd that little palette go? Alright, I'm going to take this tan color right here and pop that just with a little brush. I think this is the e.l.f. eye crease brush. I would not use this for my eye crease. It's definitely not one that's going to help you blend anything out, but it's perfect for smudging the lash line. And then I'm just taking some of that deeper color that we used on the outer V to deepen the lash line up a bit. I actually think I want to take, I'm going to take this little pencil brush right here. This is a Morphe one, and I'm going to take this purple here. It's just a little darker than the burgundy, and just ever so slightly bring a little bit more depth to the outer V here. So I'm going to go ahead and do some liner and mascara, and I'm going to pick out a liner for my waterline, pick out a lipstick, be back to show you that look, and then I'm going to put on some falsies. So I'm back with liner and mascara, and I have picked out my waterliner. I'm going to use the Maybelline Lasting Drama in Shiny Bronze. This is like their Lights collection or something. I've got my Essence Lost in Love liner, and I'm going to put MAC, then I'm going to put MAC Velvet Teddy on top of this. Just a simple pink nude today for the lip, and I think that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and put on some lashes, and then we will talk about these shadows. Okay, back with lashes on. These are the Ardell, I have the Natural Variety Pack. I really like Ardell lashes. I mean, you know, since I'm such a lash expert because I wear them all the time. But these ones I do like because I find that they hold their curl for a little longer. They're inexpensive. And these are the 106 from the Natural Lashes. Natural Variety Pack of lashes. So the 110s are probably my favorite, and I've got a whole pack of those. Let's go ahead and get into the review of this palette. I think you probably know what I'm going to say, but I think that this palette is pretty amazing. I think the shades are very pigmented. They were easy to blend together. I showed you some swatches against some of my favorite pigmented shadows that I already own, and they definitely were comparable to those, and these are pretty affordable. This palette retails around $20, but I know that they have been having some sales lately, so if you check out their Instagram account, which I'll leave down below, you can check out the different sales that they have, because that's going to help you to save some money as well. I definitely want to get some more of their glitter shades. This gold is my absolute favorite shadow in this palette, and I think a big part of the reason is because of the quality of it, the easiness of it to use, and it lasted as it looked for pretty much the whole day. Towards the end of the day, you know, right before I took my makeup off, it started to crunch together a little bit. But most glittery things that I have do that, and they're a lot harder to use as well. So highly recommend these glitter shadows. They have a whole palette of glitter shadows, and I know she just said on her Instagram account that they were in the process of reformulating them, but that palette is on a really good sale right now. So I'm trying to decide if I should get that palette that's on sale or wait for the reformulation. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I do know that it is only available while, until it runs out. So I've got to decide fast. And then they also have the lashes on their sale they also have lashes on their site, and they've got some glosses as well. Maybe picking up some lashes for them to try out. But overall, I give this a very good review. I recommend these shadows and this formula. I still can't believe how pigmented these are. Definitely a great palette to pair with your other shadows as well. I probably should say, I feel like you can't give a good review anymore without people wondering if you're getting something for it. She doesn't even know that I'm filming this second video. I wanted to make sure I'd used all the shades and, made sure that they were blendable, pigmented, all that kind of stuff. So the video is totally just for you guys to let you know how the quality of all the shadows are. And they're definitely comparable to my favorite shadow brands, which is Blush Tribe, Juvia's Place, and Certify. So if you've tried out those shadows, this is the same kind of quality and pigment that you're getting from those other ones. All right, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, I think it's a reasonably priced brand for the amount of shadows that you're getting. It is a US-based brand, so you will not pay the overseas shipping charge if that is something that you think about. And I think she did say that she might be working on another palette. I can't remember, but I know there's a new formulation of glitters coming out. So I am excited to see that. All right, that is going to be everything for this final review and 2 looks, 2 palettes each. And 2 looks, 2 palettes with the Pretty Girl Squad palette from Lucious Lex Collection. Can you see that? Alright guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know if you're thinking about getting these. I would love to know if you guys end up getting these as well. But at least go check out their Instagram and kind of see what's going on with that brand, because I think they're going to be an up-and-coming brand from what I've seen so far of their products. And if you'd like to incorporate some colors into your eye looks, I think this palette would definitely be for you. So thank you guys again for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving and spend some time with your loved ones. Don't forget to enter the giveaway before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!